Yo, Steel Mills, the fuck is the Dizzle, man? People keep calling me and interrupting me while I'm trying to do this video, man. But shout out to Punch Drunk Boxing, man, because he just put out some fucking valuable information. Sean Porter is supposed to Sean Porter said he'll go to the UK to fight Conor Benn, bro. Salute to fucking Sean Porter. Salute that man. Give that man his fucking flowers. Because if he makes that happen, he's doing shit that greats do. He's doing shits that greats do. Salute that nigga. You know the type of road work that Conor Benn would normally have to put in order to reach a nigga like Sean Porter? And this man is going back to, hey, I'll fight in the UK. In the fucking UK. Man, listen, man. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say about Sean Porter. You can't say that man ain't no warrior. You can't say that. That nigga is talking about man, listen, man. People who are already established don't reach back unless they're on their, they're on their way out. Sean Porter is still in his prime. Sean Porter is still in his prime. Niggas like him don't reach back. Not at that level. No. For this dude to even entertain a Conor Benn, that is shit that greats do. Challenging yourself. That is Conor Benn is a legitimate threat. I don't give a fuck with nobody say. Me and my coach been having this argument since I came to the gym, since Monday. Conor Benn is a threat. And he called Sean Porter out with Sebastian Porter because they both fought Sebastian Formella. So he threw that bone, you play the lottery when you go to the motherfucking gas station and shit. He played that. He did that. You know what I'm saying? Enter your name into the sweepstakes and hope for the best, but you don't bank on it. He didn't call out Sean Porter as fucking ferociously as he called out Kell Brook and Amir Khan or Adrian Broner. And I respected that. I respected the fact that he was like, man, let me get polished a little bit more. I think I can tangle with the elites, but let me chip away at the bottom 20. Let me chip away at the bottom top 20 opponents. Let me do that. Let me do that and see where I'm at next. Let me take that route. I can respect that. I can respect when people want to gradually move up through the rankings and they don't go for, you know what I'm saying? They don't take the biggest threat possible. I respect that. They ain't talking breezy to the elites. Even what Virgil Ortiz told Terrence, I don't care if I'm ready for the fight. I just want to fight. I can respect that shit. So for him to do that shit and throw the bait out there and Sean Porter take that shit after Amir Khan has turned him down, completely just disregarded him. You ain't got no belt. Shit, neither does Kell Brook. They ain't stopping you from going to fight him. Now I understand it. I get it, Kell Brook is far more established and people have been wanting this fight for years. But Amir Khan was just on this, nah, man, I got bigger fish to fry. I'm chasing Manny Pacquiao. I'm chasing Floyd Mayweather. And he never got those fights. So he got a Canelo. He got paid well for Canelo, but look what happened. He got it, Terrence Crawford, but you ain't getting the type of money that you from Terrence Crawford that you would have got with a Floyd Mayweather and a Manny Pacquiao. So I get it. So let me go and chomp at the heels of Kell Brook. With Kell Brook, Britain's been wanting this for years. So all right, cool. Let me go. Cool. Now we can get that. I understand that. I understand that. So he's not looking in the direction of a Conor Benn. Amir Khan is like, man, I'm about to retire. I'm about to hang my gloves up and call it quits. He's in his 30s. And it's not, it's an old 30. I think he's younger than me. He's younger than me. He shouldn't have went up there and fought Canelo. That's what happens when you're thirsty. He got years beat off of his life in just in, what, 6 rounds? With him going to sleep like that? You don't think that did something to his motor skills? Yeah. So he's not looking in the direction of a Conor Benn. Fortunately for Shawn Porter, his talent was able to put him in a position where he didn't have to go and chase paydays. He was right there on the come up when the PBC was established. So Adrian Broner, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Earl Spence, they was all right there. Robert Guerrero, Andre Berto. He was there at the inception of the PBC. So now it's like, all right, cool. I don't have to go and chase these fights. I don't have to be thirsty. So he was able to keep it, he's still sharp in the ring. So it's not out of the question for him to go and deal with a cat like a fucking Conor Benn because he hasn't got years of his life beaten off of him. And nobody has gotten the ring and been able to do it to him. Kell Brook is the only one that beat him. I think Kell Brook is the only one. Did he get a unanimous decision over him? I know for a fact he beat him more convincingly than everybody. He beat him more convincingly. 1-2 smother, wrap him up. And it taught him to be more crafty on the inside, on working his way in and working on the inside. Keith Thurman didn't beat him. Keith Thurman beat him more convincingly than Earl Spence. But he was in the argument. And that's what Shawn Porter does. He always presents an argument of whether he won the fight or not. Shawn Porter got robbed against Keith Thurman. Shawn Porter got robbed against Earl Spence. That's the type of fight that he makes it. That's why I refuse to call him a gatekeeper, and that's why I refuse not to call that man elite. He makes it a fight. He is not winning there and got blown out by anybody besides Kell Brook. That was a more greener Shawn Porter, though. Kell Brook doesn't do that to this version of Shawn Porter. That version of Kell Brook does not do that to this version of Shawn Porter. At all. It's still a damn good fight had Kell Brook never went up to fight Golovkin. Or to fight Golovkin. It's still a damn good fight. But Shawn Porter doesn't get washed the way that Kell Brook did him. Back then. Fuck no. Niggas is gonna have to put some respect on Shawn Porter's name, man. They gonna have to, man. Jerron Ennis calls out Earl Spence. Earl Spence kind of disregard him. That's easy work. I'll beat on him, he a buck. Virgil Ortiz calls out Bud. Nah, he not ready. And it's understandable. It's understandable. When you become a champ, you don't look back. I get it. I real life get it. I do. I do, but we also love to see the challenge as well. Floyd Mayweather did not have to look back at a Canelo Alvarez. He didn't. But he did. You don't normally do that unless you're on the tail end of your career, which Shawn Porter is not. And for him to be in his prime and go and as much as entertain facing a threat like Conor Benn, that speaks to who he is as a man, as a fighter. Just, that's dope. That is dope. Nobody in the division is doing what Shawn Porter is doing. Everybody wants that payday, which is understandable, man, but you still have to forge a legacy. I'm not mad at a nigga for wanting to be able to, be properly compensated for a brutal sport such as boxing. I get it. But y'all are also chasing a legacy as well. You cannot take that choke with you when you go. You can't. You cannot do it. You cannot do it. Even if they bury you with that money, you cannot take it with you. What you're going to be remembered by is what you do and while you're in this existence, in this realm. That's what people are going to remember you by. What you do on earth. We don't remember Ali for the money. We remember what that man did in the ring and what that man did outside of the ring for his people. That's how we remember Ali. That's why he's the greatest champion. We remember his deeds in and out of the ring. Shawn Porter's deeds in the ring, the way, he holds, and it's a certain integrity that he instills back in the sport. It's not about just the money. We chasing a legacy. Conor Benn will have to go through years of putting in road work to even entertain a Shawn Porter, to even be entertained by a Shawn Porter. with everybody else. Sean Porter said, man, please, I'll fight that nigga in the UK. Give him and Dillian White they fucking flowers, man. Give Dillian White and Sean Porter they flowers. Because them niggas is doing shit that nobody does. Dillian White just said, man, I will come to, I will fight him in Alabama in his fucking kitchens. I just want to hurt this nigga. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. Sean Porter, I'll fight that nigga in the UK. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. Putting yourself at a disadvantage, putting yourself in putting your opponent in a position where he's comfortable. He's more. I ain't gotta adjust to the sleeping schedule. I'm used to this time zone. I'm at home. The crowd is in my favor. And Sean Porter is a fucking. He's the clear A side in the fight, making concessions to fucking Conor Benn, even entertaining it. You have to respect that and salute that. Sean Porter has become one of my favorite fighters. Him and Dillian White, bro, like them, you gotta give them their respect, bro. Because fighters, established champions do not do, established contenders don't do what them niggas is doing. Sean Porter is a two-time world champion. Talking about, I'll fight Conor Benn in the UK. Man, come on, bruh. Come on, man. Give that man his respect. Give that man his respect. And you welterweights, y'all really need to take heed, bro. Y'all need to take heed and chase this level of greatness. There's more to being great than winning a strap. Jeff Horn was a champion. You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't want to be the champion that Keith Thurman was. Thurman was a champion. But with him being a champion, just he did a lot of goofball bullshit. You don't want to be that type of champion. You want to be a commendable champion, man. So all I'm saying is, and Keith Thurman was most definitely commendable, but he put himself in a position where he wasn't the boxer no more. He was a businessman. And that kind of muddied his career up. Give Sean Porter his fucking flowers while he's here, man. Give him his flowers. Because niggas do not do what he's doing. They would not even entertain a Conor Benn. As big of a threat that Conor Benn is, they wouldn't entertain that. The risk is entirely too high and the reward is entirely too low. Give that man his respect. Put some respect on that man's name. Like, gee, and follow suit. Follow suit. Get out there, let it be. Go out there and go to work. Get out there and go to work, man. Chase the legacy fights. I get that. I do. I'm not mad at it. But if you can't get them, there is nothing wrong with fighting a contender that's worthy. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Peace.